Hey guys, and welcome back to another CIS Level 3000 video. What if you could explore ancient cities, train surgeons, or even design entire futuristic smart cities without ever leaving your room? Well, that future is already starting to take shape. Today, we're going to explore how augmented reality and virtual reality are transforming Saudi Arabia, from education to smart cities to global sustainability goals. To begin with, let's understand the basics. Augmented reality, or AR, is a technology that overlays digital content like 3D images, text, or animations onto the real world. In contrast, virtual reality, or VR, completely replaces the real world with a fully immersive digital environment. Now, behind the scenes, both technologies rely on sensors and cameras, motion tracking systems, artificial intelligence and computer vision, and powerful processors and 3D rendering engines. So, in simple terms, AR enhances reality while VR replaces it entirely. Now that we understand the basics, the next question is, why does it matter? AR and VR are not just entertainment tools. In fact, they solve major real world problems. For example, they help reduce expensive physical training environments, dangerous real life simulations, difficulty in visualizing complex systems, and challenges in remote collaboration. At the same time, they open doors to major opportunities in healthcare training, smart city development, virtual tourism experiences, and immersive education systems. With that in mind, let's zoom in on Saudi Arabia. Under Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia is aggressively investing in digital transformation and emerging technologies. One of the most important examples is NEOM, a futuristic smart city project. Here, AR and VR are being used to simulate entire city designs before construction, build digital twins of real world environments, and test infrastructure in a virtual space. Beyond that, AR and VR are also being used in oil and gas industry training simulations, virtual tourism for historical and cultural sites, and modern education systems for remote learning. As a result, Saudi Arabia is not just adopting AR VR, it's using it to design the future before it even exists. So, who exactly is using this technology? AR and VR are already being used by doctors for surgical training, engineers for design and simulation, gamers and entertainment users, military and aviation professionals, and educators in virtual classrooms. However, like all technologies, there are both positive and negative impacts. On the positive side, it improves safety, learning, and efficiency. But on the downside, it raises concerns like privacy risks, job displacement, and over reliance on technology. At the same time, new career opportunities are emerging, such as AR VR developers, 3D designers, XR engineers, and simulation training specialists. Looking ahead, experts predict that mass adoption of AR and VR will happen between 2025 and 2035. However, this growth still faces barriers such as high cost of headsets, limited content availability, privacy and data security concerns, and motion sickness issues for some users. On a more global level, AR and VR also support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. For example, in healthcare, they improve training quality. In education, they create immersive learning environments. In cities, they support smart urban planning, like NEOM. And in climate action, they help simulate environmental impacts. Therefore, AR and VR are not just shaping industries, they're also contributing to a more sustainable future. Now it's time for another game of two truths and one lie. This time about AR and VR in Saudi Arabia. First, Saudi Arabia's NEOM project uses AR and VR to simulate and design entire city environments before construction. Second, AR and VR are currently being used in Saudi Arabia to train workers in oil and gas industries in virtual simulations. And third, Saudi Arabia has already fully replaced all traditional classrooms with VR based education systems nationwide. I'll give you a second to think. The lie is number three. While Saudi Arabia is investing heavily in digital education tools, VR has not fully replaced traditional classrooms. It is still being integrated alongside traditional learning. To wrap things up, AR and VR are rapidly transforming how Saudi Arabia learns, builds, trains, and innovates. From smart cities to healthcare to education, the possibilities are expanding fast. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe. That's it for me, guys. CIS Lever 3000.